Good morning, everybody. I hope you are doing well. I'm just trying to get myself together, getting some tea. Then I have to plan my day. I do want to go out to the horse to see the horses today. I've decided I want to try to go see the horses every so often when I still can, in Ortoy, which is not so far from where I live. So it's easier than other venues. I can see myself in the. These are some of my paintings actually from years ago when I went to Deauville in Normandy and Normandy, France, and I really miss painting, but I don't have room to store them, so it becomes it becomes a lifestyle issue. Then you don't have places to walk, and it impedes your life when you have too many of these canvases in the apartment. I know it's a very sort of strange problem to have. Anyway, so I really love horses, and I want to go to the horse races. So here we are. Anyway, you're here to hear about the Harry Meghan updates, or maybe even my new legal podcast updates, like I'm covering the Diddy case, like the legal aspects of it, because, you know, I love covering Harry and Meghan, obviously, but so much of it is analyzing and listening to nonsense from the UK tabloid media, and that gets really draining and exhausting, to be honest with you. And I'm just like, I'm sure Harry and Meghan are likewise exhausted with this. So I'm just like, look, I mean, of course I'm going to cover Harry and Meghan when there are things that I want to talk about. And, even if sometimes I do some critique and analysis of the UK tabloid media or whatever, but I also wanted to sort of expand to some other things. So I think like having a legal podcast would be really cool it's going to be a smaller audience. I'm sure not everybody's going to be into it. Look at these babies. Look at them. Oh, wow. I love horses. I'm sure not everyone's going to be into it as much as they are into the Harry and Meghan content, but it would really help me a lot if you guys, just listen when you can and help me to develop it, just because it's good for my brain, I think, to have, you know, a variety of things in it to think about other than, some of the nonsense that comes out of the UK tabloid media every day. It just really dumbs you down a lot, like a lot, a lot. It's not very intellectual. And so, yeah, I want to sort of look at other things if possible. Anyways, that all being stated for the record, so Harry is in Africa. I think the last I heard he was in Lesotho, and he was meeting with the royal family there. And so he took some really cool pictures. I think before he even went, when he was in the UK, someone asked him something about his screen the phone screen. What do you call that? The screenshot for his phone or something like that. And he said it was his kids, Archie and Princess Lilibet and Prince Archie. And that was really so cute. But then, I thought to myself, it's a matter of time before the UK tabloid media, here we go again with them, start talking about the fact that both Harry and Meghan prioritize their children over their own marriage. They both have said that the most important thing in their lives is being parents. It's like in other words, when asked, Meghan will say, well, the most important thing for her is being a mom, and Harry says being a dad. So, there are some people who would find that to be the wrong balance, because, it's like your marriage, it's a question mark. I mean, what do you guys think about that? I mean, the tabloids are going to start with that soon and create a whole story about that, I think, because typically if Harry had said, the most important person in my life is my wife, And Meghan said, the most important person in my life is my husband, and we have our 2 children, in that order. Because if you figure that Prince Harry and Princess Lilibet will be gone before you know it, there's going to be an empty nest, and eventually, and they're going to be off to college and their own lives, so they're not going to be there all the time. And so, of course, at that point, you know, the married couple, in this case Harry and Meghan, would then have a lot of time to reacquaint themselves with each other and make each other a priority again. But I just wonder whether, I mean, and I don't know because I've never been married. I don't know how this works. I think I have a very fantasist idea of what type of marriage I would want to have if I were ever to be married. And I don't think it's at all realistic, to be honest with you, which is why I'm probably better off single, because who's going to meet my lofty expectations and goals? But like in my head, when you're married, it's like you're the main priority in each other's lives. I mean, you're first. It doesn't matter if there are 10 kids. I mean, you love your children, obviously. But, it's first the marriage, and then the parenting comes as a sort of addendum to it. And it seems like for a lot of people, it's actually the opposite. It's like the parenting is first, and then the marriage is sort of like the addendum. And with Harry and Meghan, it sounds like they are in the latter group. And so, to me, it's a matter of time before the tabloids start talking about that and making that a whole thing. You know what I mean? And I just wonder, what do you guys think about that? I mean, would that be a fair observation or criticism or whatever to say that these two people put their children first? Because, I mean, with Charles and Camilla, we know for sure that the children did not come first in that relationship. It was they came first to each other, you know what I'm saying? And then the children were the addendum. And, it sort of created a whole lot of issues, didn't it? So, but what do you guys think about that? Especially those of you who are married, and especially those of you who are married for a long time with children. Is that how it is, where you put the children over your marriage? I mean, doesn't that lead to divorce, you guys? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it just seems to me that, you know, I don't know. I think I would, I don't know. I'm not the right, as I said, I'm a bit of a fantasist with this kind of thing. And I have no concept of reality with this kind of thing. You know what I mean? I'm very, maybe unreasonable, so you can't really go by me, but I just wonder what the rest of you guys think about it. So anyway, these horses are so distracting. I didn't bet anything today because I just wanted just to be in the presence of the horses and see them run and jump and so on. I love it. So yeah, I hope you don't mind this distracting background. Anyway, so what else is going on with Harry and Meghan? I think that's it. I mean, we're now in October. We know that Harry will also be going to, it was Lesotho and South Africa, I believe. So after this, he's going to be in South Africa, and then I assume after that he'll be back home in California. And at that point, it will be nearly November, right? Time for things like Thanksgiving, and the festive season will begin. And then before you know it, they're back in Canada for the Invictus Games Canada. So, they have a busy stretch coming up. And I suspect that's part of the reason that Meghan sat this one out, because, it's a lot of time to be away from the children, really, if you want to know the truth. So, there's that. Anyway, you guys, it's beautiful today in terms of the fall. So I'm all decked out in my hat and my fall outfit, and I want to, get myself something to eat. So I'm back home now, as you can see, And I'm going to do something because I bought like all these apples, and I think I want to, I don't know what to do with apples. I find apples very boring. So I said, you know what? I think I'm going to prepare them. Like I mean, I don't know if this is even like a thing, but like put them in some butter with some melted camembert cheese and top it with like a fig. And that's going to be my lunch for today. And yeah, that's about it. Listen, so I guess that's it. I'll see you in the next one. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some research actually because I don't actually know what's the latest updates as of yet since I got back. So, see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.